Let's take you to another event, this time in Vosloorus, Ekurhuleni, where the ANC's President Cyril Ramaphosa is leading a door-to-door campaign. Newzroom Afrika's Juniour Khumalo is our eyes and ears on the ground. Juniour, you're standing by to tell us what's happening there, at least at this hour.
Indeed, Tutu, we are here at the Vosloorus Mall, where the ANC, led by President Cyril Ramaphosa, are continuing their campaign here in Gauteng. We know that the President was here in Ekurhuleni as well yesterday, but the ANC is back again in Ekurhuleni. We have with us the ANC's head of elections, Mr. Mdumiseni Ntuli. Thank you so much for joining us. The ANC has decided to basically intensify its campaign, and it has focused here in Gauteng. Why Gauteng in particular?
Well, we're also very happy that the campaign is gaining momentum. The experience and the response of our people on the ground is quite exceptional. It indicates that the ANC is now really on the move to interact with the masses of our people in Gauteng. We're focusing on Gauteng this weekend, not just with the President as the face and the leader of the campaign, but the Deputy President, National Chair, the Secretary General, the DSG, everybody is here because we decided that this is a week of Gauteng. This is the biggest province in our country, both in terms of the population as well as in terms of the economy. It remains fundamentally important that such a province must remain under the control and the leadership of the African National Congress in order for the ANC to succeed on its agenda, which has been spelled out very clearly on the manifesto that was delivered by the President in February this year.
Speaking about the ANC retaining the Gauteng province come the 29th of May, the elections, the ANC has been very vocal about that. It is confident that it's going to win the elections and it is going to win the elections free and fair. But there has been a lot of concern around the DA and the DA inviting the Mr. Anthony Blinken from the USA to come and observe the elections. Why is there that concern when the ANC is confident that it's going to win the elections free and fair?
There's no doubt that we're going to win the elections. There's no question about that. And the reason, and we're not arrogant about that, the reason why we believe, and overwhelming South Africans will share that view as well, is that we're the only party that has the quality and the caliber of the leadership in terms of the numbers you have and that are required to govern a country of the size of South Africa. Of course, when we express concerns about the behavior of the opposition parties, we think that South Africa is a maturing democracy with very stable and firm institutions that supports our democratic system. So there's no reason for anybody to go outside the country and seek for an external intervention in order to ensure that the elections are free and fair. That behavior of the opposition party to go outside and look for assistance for something that exists within the borders of our country, we see that as a failure to understand what this democracy has achieved and what over a period of time our South African democratic dispensation has actually evolved and developed to be of such a nature that the rest of the continent also envy it. Why would you go outside South Africa to look for an assistance in the US or anywhere elsewhere in the world? Because we have the system in the country, we have what it takes to overcome whatever challenges that may confront the election processes negatively.
So in the ANC then saying we are also going to go out and ask our friends, including Russia, to come and observe, then does that not seem to suggest that the ANC is not confident in the IEC processes and that it's going to be a free and fair election?
What I heard, which was a comment attributed to one of my colleagues in the National Executive Committee, was not a position that the ANC is going to go out and sought assistance from our international friends. I think the issue that he sought to explain is what would be the attitude of the DA and others like them if the ANC were to decide that we ourselves are now going out to look for assistance elsewhere outside our own country. The position of the ANC is not to go out and look for assistance anywhere. In terms of our preparation for the elections, the role that must be played by the IEC, the role that must be played by the justice and the cluster that deals with security in our country, we think that is adequate. They have what it takes to ensure that we deliver these elections as South Africans in a way that is going to be a pride not just of our country, as it has always been the case for the past 3 decades, but for the rest of the continent. Because as you know, South Africa is a very strategic country in the continent, and what we do and how we do it becomes a major issue that the rest of the continent look upon in order to do their own.
Thank you so much, sir, for your time. That is the ANC's head of elections, Mr. Mdumiseni Ntuli, just clarifying the ANC's concerns. You know, the ANC has raised concerns over the DA writing a letter to the United States asking that Antony Blinken be part of those observers from the US that are brought here to South Africa to observe the elections. The ANC has raised concerns around this, saying they are also going to go out and bring in some of their own basically friends, including Russia, to come and observe those elections. But Mr. Ntuli says that this is not a demonstration, that the ANC is afraid of whether the elections will be free and fair, but it's just a concern that the IEC is able to basically conduct the elections in a free and fair manner, so the DA should not be raising such concerns. But here in Ekurhuleni, Dudu, I'll just step out of shot and just show you what's happening behind us. The President Cyril Ramaphosa, was actually addressing a crowd that was gathered here. He just completed that address where he just spoke about asking the community basically to come out in their numbers on the 29th of May and vote for the ANC.